Well, it's another day, and I'm getting ready to go. About hour and a half to go to one of the redwood parks and stuff. I got in yesterday, and it was a nice drive from Southern Oregon to Eureka, California. And I'm in this room, and it's not a nice room. And what the best of all, it's high-speed internet. So any videos I want to make or any um, videos I want to download, I can do it, and I don't have to worry about somebody else hogging up the bandwidth. It is just like hog heaven to me. Anyway, I just got up a little while ago and turned on my computer, and of course I went to the Daily Mail, and the first thing I see is this outrage. And this Killups critter, I think he was, I had come across him before, but he's another cycling cheat. Like that, whatever the hell his name is, that McKinnon that calls himself Ivy something. I don't know what the hell he calls himself now. He keeps changing his name all the time. But, again, why are women going along with this? This is such an outrage. This guy won a cycling race by 5 minutes ahead of the female winner, actual winner. And it says here it showed him shoving a rival at a previous race. He's just a piece of shit. Total piece of shit. And yet we're trying to normalize cheating. We're trying to normalize sexual assault. We're trying to normalize surgical butchery. All this damn crap. And this stuff has got to stop. Okay, men and women are completely different physiologically. That has to do with their reproductive roles and things like this. And this idea that you could just throw men in there with women and have them steal all the women's records and awards and money and scholarships, that is not acceptable. And I'm surprised it's not legally banned in North Carolina, but I think they still have a Democratic governor. It may have been attempted to outlaw it. And the Democratic governor just, panders to the T's and decides to veto. Well, this is an outrage. But the only way it's going to stop is for women to stop competing with these cheats. That's the only way to boycott it. It will stop. You can have the men's category. It can be open, but it's hard. Very few women will ever compete because it's just not competitive for them. Again, because of physiological reasons. But you can't do this with women's categories because it's just they will never be competitive with a man. And that's the same with age categories. There's a reason for it. It's because there's physiological differences. That's why you have weight categories in contact sports like boxing and such, because there are physiological differences. And queer theory has no damn place anywhere, and especially not in sports. And this liar, his name is Austin Killups. That might be his real name, too. He throttled the competition on Saturday in a grueling 137-mile long race and managed to establish a lead early on in a race called the Belgian Waffle Ride. On the 13th mile mark, Killups was out in front, while female riders Paige Onweller and Flavia Oliveira had to settle for second and third place, respectively. They were the actual first and second place winners. The male cheater claimed his victory was down to sheer hard work. No, it was down to cheating. Why don't you compete with the men like you're supposed to? It's because you couldn't win. So your sociopathy says that, well, I want to win at any cost, and it's an easy win to win against women, so I'll go ahead and compete with women. He said, it's just a grueling effort. I'm just really proud to lay it out there and get the result. Of course. And your lung capacity is way larger. Your whatever they call it, your hemoglobin is different, all of that. So that made a difference. We were all kind of riding together for quite a while. And you know, I have a cross background. And I'm going to attack these single track sections as hard as I can, and did that. I hammered it and was able to stay clear. It's because you're a fucking dude. That's why you got it, you shithead. And having fake tits doesn't help you, mister. And there's the cheat. And look at this. And why did the women get up there to compete with this damn dude? Look how differently he's built. Austin Phillips can be seen taken to the podium in first place following the Belgian waffle ride gravel race in North Carolina on Saturday. And women should not be competing. So why do you do it? Onweller was dignified in defeat because she was the actual winner during a post-race interview, but admitted her power was not comparable. Of course not, because she's a woman and he's a man. She called for oh, this is why you get fucked over. Just stop it, woman. She called for trans athletes to be treated with respect. No, they don't deserve respect. No cheater deserves respect. The end. But she also suggested they should have their own category. They will never have their own category. They will never have it. The whole point of it is to beat women. They're cheats. There's not enough of them to warrant a category. The time and expense to have their own category. They just need to compete with the men. Most of the day I was riding with the top 3 women together. Well, you keep calling him a woman? No, most of the day you were riding with the other woman. But I just couldn't match Austin. You know, the power is not comparable. No shit, Sherlock. But women create the mess by going along with it. Men have been competing in women's sports, have hit the headlines multiple times in recent years. Critics say going through puberty as a man lends many, it isn't many, it's all of them, considerable biological advantages. It isn't many, it's all of them, because they're men, that can make it impossible for women to beat them. Oh, supporters point to hormone guidelines. How does that change your height? How does that change your lung capacity? How does that change the size of your heart? How does that change? It doesn't change shit. It doesn't change anything. They're liars. And now they say, supporters point to, no, the organizers also appear ready to force a change in the rules. At least as far as their own competition is concerned. Well, haven't you been reading the news? Have you ever heard of Liar Thomas? Have you ever heard of any of these other ones? It's all over the news, almost on a daily basis. So it says here, we completely realize we have to create an official policy that addresses cheating. We know we have to take this on ourselves with the hope that others will follow suit. I'm going to call it what it is. It's not this important subject. It's cheating. Our plan is to have this in place for the remainder of the 2023 season. We will make this happen quickly. I will believe it when I see it. And with that, I am going to call it good for today.